Caitlin coming back in at fullback. Can you just touch on her development and what you've sort of seen out of her game to really sort of see her elevated back into the starting side?
Yeah, so like Caitlin's been working really hard. She obviously had a few games earlier on in the season, but we've the experience of Laurie on the bench as well also helps that. But Caitlin's been working really hard, and today's her 18th birthday, so which is really exciting for her.
It's easy to forget that fact as well, just how young she is, given her temperament and I guess her frame for her size as well. Like, how have you seen her sort of growth from sort of a maturity perspective in terms of just being able to handle test footy and all the sort of travel and stuff that comes for someone who at that age is probably not used to it?
Yeah, she's done exceptionally well. And like you say, it's easy to forget how old she is. The fact she's only turning 18 today. But I think, and that's what's so impressive with her, it's the way she's managed the whole thing. The girls rally around her. You can see that they're really sort of supportive of her, but she's also just really, really developed with maturity, around that off field, like you say, with all the travel. Yeah, she's been really impressive.
Just looking at the sort of other changes in the squad, Tanya coming back from the hand injury, how much would sort of not having her at hooker really sort of affect that line out when you look back on the tape? And I believe I think you lost 5 out of the 12 you threw on the weekend.
Yeah, it's obviously been tough. As we know, we've got Addie at home, and then Britt's injury, and it's an area that's been pretty tough for us with injuries. So having Tan out was a loss, but Ash came in and did a good job. We know what Ash gives us, and but yeah, we were disappointed with obviously, especially some of those later lineouts.
I guess that sort of balance at 12, getting Trilly back. What was the sort of weighing factor with going with her over someone like Sez Smith, who was, I think created a couple of line breaks and opportunities there at that sort of second playmaker role?
Yeah, so both have been training and playing exceptionally well. They both give us very similar things, so it's an opportunity for Trill this Friday before going into WXV.
And just on the captaincy, can you just give us sort of insight on how you thought Pessy went and the sort of call to go back to Mac for this week?
Yeah, so as I said from the start, giving Bessie an opportunity to lead was to make sure that we've got some depth in that position. And I thought Bessie did exceptionally well. She's a natural leader amongst the squad anyway. So Bessie and Mac really do lead. They're both off-field leaders as well. And so yeah, for us now going back with Mac just allows Bessie now to focus on her game going into Friday.
And just on Ireland, there's sort of what are those key lessons out of just facing the Northern Hemisphere side? I know Mayor yesterday talked about just controlling the game and the conditions a bit more. Is that sort of almost the perfect test you want, with the World Cup in mind and against, your next 4 games, 3 of them being against Northern Hemisphere sides?
Yeah, so we were disappointed with our performance, without a doubt. But Ireland did give us a different challenge, and I think we have to sort of context around these results. Like all of the teams that we're facing in the next 4 games, and Ireland have been full time now for 2 to 3 years, and full time player, staff, and programs. We're just in that transition at the moment, so I think we have to have context. The Ireland have really developed as a team over these last couple of years, and credit to them. But having said that, we were disappointed with the way we fronted up and performed, and we're looking to step up for Wales.
Hi Joe, just a couple of quick ones. I mean, obviously, you're facing Wales kind of back to back now. Just how key is it to kind of make sure you take the learnings from game one into game two?
Oh, it's absolutely massive. And it is, we've got kind of a relatively young squad with us as well. And the learnings are so important. And that's what we're saying all the time. It's about growth for us at the moment as a squad. So there was a lot of learnings to take from Ireland, and the girls have really turned it around this week and stepped up. And I can't fault their effort the way they've come into Monday's session. It's been a big 2 days for them on a short turnaround, but they've really fronted up well.
How much have you kind of looked at Wales and kind of their performances recently?
Yeah, if I'm honest with you, Sam, we focused a lot more on ourselves because there was a lot for us to sort of get on top of from the weekend. Having said that, we have definitely looked at Wales, but the bigger focus has been on what we need to do.
And obviously lots in that Wales squad that you probably know quite well. you haven't looking forward to catching up with them maybe on Friday night?
Yeah, like you say, there's a lot of girls there that I've coached over the years, and yeah, they're a good bunch, and I know they work hard. So yeah, it'll be nice to see them.
Perfect. Cheers, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just a couple more from me. Can you just talk about that scrum half battle going back to lane this week? What are you looking for out of your 9 just to sort of control that attack a bit more when you're having gone to Sammy in the past and Nat Wright over the weekend?
Yeah, and we've always said, haven't we, that we want to grow depth for a World Cup year, and giving Nat an opportunity to start in these 2 games, it was important to see. It's very different starting a game than it is finishing a game. You know, I thought Nat did well, but yeah, Lane will come in, and with Tyler at 10, Lane's got that bit more experience of Test match rugby than Nat has, and we know we'll be looking for Lane to really speed the game up, which we know she does really well.
I guess final question for me, sort of an obvious one, but how, like, is it for this week, how much importance has been put on just trying to really utilize people like Maya and Desi on the wing, given, you know, sort of strike rate Maya had when she was touching the ball, and particularly of just sort of helping you with your exits when you are facing tough conditions, about just sort of finding those spaces and let them do the hard work rather than sort of having to sort of deal with the wind that's just not going to give you the same purchase.
Yeah, look, there's been a big focus for us because it's not as simple as just trying to get the ball to those 2. We have to do the hard yards first, and that's been a big focus for us. We have to, when we got quick ruck ball, you know, Maya's trying that second half, like she went over untouched. So we have to do the hard yards first in the middle to be able to give them the opportunities out wide.
Great, thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Nathan.